I thought I had control. I thought I caught her red-handed. But the truth was much worse. I'm 31. Her name is Emma. She's 29. We've been together since university. We got married 2 years ago, a beautiful wedding on the lake shore, with the cries of seagulls and drunken speeches of friends. Everyone said that we were the perfect couple. We had our own language, jokes, habits, traditions. We listened to old rock on Sundays, argued about who would wash the dishes, and fell asleep holding hands. But the last few months, something broke. At first, imperceptibly. She stopped asking how my day was. She stayed at work more and more often. She became tired, distant. In sex, cold. In communication, short answers, empty eyes. I asked, "Is everything okay?" She smiled. "Yes, I'm just tired." But I saw it was not fatigue. It was alienation. I began to go crazy, to suspect. I thought, maybe someone appeared? Maybe I became boring? Or worse, she just does not love anymore. Then I told Nick about it. Nick and I have known each other since childhood. We grew up in the same neighborhood, played consoles, rode bikes. He knew me better than anyone. He was at our wedding, gave a toast that brought me to tears. He always had strange ideas. He read philosophy, was interested in human nature, said that most people don't know themselves until you put them in a situation. "Want to test her?" he said. "Take a test, create a fake account, start a correspondence with her. See how she behaves." I said it was mean. He replied, "Mean is to live in doubt and then find out that you were a blind idiot." I fell for it. And so Louis was born, an attractive marketer from a neighboring town, single, loves books and jazz, witty and attentive. Anything that I thought she might like. I asked Nick to help me create an account. He suggested it himself. "Let me pick a normal photo for you, write a biography, and you just write to me. I'll make Facebook or Instagram look real. With connections, likes, fake subscriptions. Everything is smart." I didn't think twice. He always understood this better than me. He gave me a login and password, and I started writing. But from the third day, strange things started happening. Sometimes messages appeared in the chat that I didn't send, but which fit perfectly into the conversation. I thought that maybe I forgot, or wrote it by accident, and one day I logged into the account, and the correspondence history was slightly different than I remembered. I wrote to Nick, "Are you sure you don't log into the account?" He replied, "Why do I need this?" "I trust you, brother." And I believed her. She responded to the first message within an hour. They started texting. Politely at first, then a little more personally, then late at night. After a couple of weeks, Louis knew what perfume she was wearing, the name of her boss, and that things have been complicated with her husband lately. I sat there, reading this, and my heart was just bursting. I was angry. I was jealous. I felt humiliated. But I didn't stop. I wanted to know everything. On the third week, I suggested that we meet through Louis. Emma hesitated. She said she wasn't sure, but she finally agreed. I chose a restaurant and set a condition. She had to come alone and tell Louis that she recognized him by his eyes. This is where the real horror begins. Day 10. I'm sitting in the car outside the restaurant. My hands are shaking, sweat on my forehead. She arrives in a taxi. Beautiful. Too beautiful. Her hair is done. Her lips are painted. She's waiting at the table. I look at her. The same one. My beloved, my dear. And I can't believe this is happening. And then she takes out her phone and types, "Are you here? Or was this a test?" I'm shocked. A test? Then she takes out the second SIM card. She inserts it. She dials someone. I turn on the recorder. "Hi, Nick. He bought it. He thinks he's testing me. And we just confirmed that he doesn't trust us. I'm filing for divorce tomorrow. Thank you. Really?" I feel cold. Nick, my best friend. I'm sitting in the car, paralyzed. I understand. They were testing me all this time. And Lewis was essentially being led by them. She was deliberately responding. She was deliberately corresponding. Every step was calculated. She knew I was reading. She knew I was doubting. It was a trap. Then, I didn't sleep for 2 days. I just lay there and stared at the ceiling. She came home as if nothing had happened. I didn't make a scene. I just looked at her, no longer as a wife, but as a stranger. 2 days later, I went into the shared laptop. I found a folder with the password EULOGY. There were screenshots of my logs, data from the fake account, even notes. Perhaps paranoia. If he moves on to active testing, we'll confirm. We'll watch the reaction. Look at how he writes. He can't even lie. She was studying me, my patterns, my words, my logic. It turned out that a month ago she saw me checking her phone. Just briefly. Didn't say anything, didn't admit it. But she understood. I started not to trust her. And then, she told Nick everything. He's not cheating, she wrote in her notes. But he may have broken down inside. If he goes for provocation, that's the end. I don't want to live with a person who's willing to pretend to be someone else to test my loyalty. She left a week later. No screaming, no scandals. She just packed her things and left a letter. You haven't lost. You just don't believe anymore. And I don't want to be with someone who sees suspicion in love. Today, I'm sitting alone. Sometimes I look through our old photos. I wonder, was I wrong? Or was it all too much? Who of us betrayed first? Sometimes I think that betrayal is not treason. It's a loss of faith.